Hello and welcome to Götzis in the far west of Austria. This beautiful little town punches above its weight when it comes to athletics, as it hosts one of the most important events of the year, the Hypo meeting. All of the world's best multi-event athletes have competed here and are back here again. And in 2016 Olympic year, this unofficial World Championships has greater significance. Someone who isn't here is reigning Olympic champion Ikauniece-Admidina. She is still recovering from an Achilles injury, but Jess has already qualified for Rio. However, one athlete who hasn't yet qualified is Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson. Now KJT needs 6,200 points to book her place to Rio, and all eyes will be on her following that disappointment in Beijing.
So Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson about to get her challenge underway.
Let's just hope she's prepared, ready. It's a big moment for her.
They are cleanly away, and Johnson-Thompson a little bit slower to the block. Johnson-Thompson moving through now, trying to make ground, and Johnson-Thompson coming through in about fourth place.
13:37, she's off to a great start.
189, third attempt, and a clearance! Oh my word! Anything over 12 metres is good. Come on, Kat. 12:47, it's a personal best.
Away they go, and Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson, but isn't she flying now? And Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson will take the victory. It's 23:09. That is very, very impressive. Johnson-Thompson will make a huge move up the leaderboard.
2 fouls so far. Last chance. She has to deliver here. It's a huge jump. That is incredible. Wait a second. There's drama here because I think there's a suggestion of a nick of the plasticine. This doesn't look good. It's confirmed Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson has had 3 fouls. It's the end of her World Championships and it's game over. And the frustration is that it was potentially a gold medal winning jump. Absolute despair.
But now with Beijing a distant memory, KJT is back. And not only will she want to qualify, she'll also want to show that she can go on and win Olympic gold. Fellow Briton Morgan Lake is here as well. She also needs the 6,200 points to qualify. And how the 19-year-old deals with the 7 rounds will be a big test for her as she lines up alongside some of the biggest names in the sport. So the scene is set. Let's go join the action of what should be a fascinating heptathlon competition and join Steve Backley, but first, Andrew Cotter.
Conditions a little bit cool in Götzis, right on the border of Switzerland in the far west of the country. This is the lineup for the second to last of the 100 hurdles. And Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson goes in lane 5. Kazianova, very strong hurdler of Ukraine in 3. One of the most marketable athletes, the most marketable athlete on the planet, according to a recent sports magazine survey. Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson looking for the qualifying standard, really. Anything above that, a bonus. So Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson in lane 5. Look out for Kazianova in lane 3, who's first to rise and first to clear that first barrier, and Kazianova looking very strong at the moment, the Ukrainian. Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson moving nicely now and coming back towards Kazianova. Kazianova though should take it, although Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson just on the line. Little bit of a breeze behind, it's 13:37, that will match her personal best. So a very good start for Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson. Not too sharply away, it was a great start by Kazianova. Cleared that barrier nicely. Very strong hurdler, the Ukrainian, but once Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson got going, she was pulling in the Ukrainian athlete. Crosses the line first. Good start. Confirmation of that, equaling her time in Beijing last year. Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson just ahead of Kazianova and Koala of Burkina Faso. So the fastest hurdlers in this last heat, and that includes Theisen-Eaton in lane 2, Cindy Rollader of Germany in 3. What sort of form is she in, Theisen-Eaton? We suspect very good. Theisen-Eaton cleanly away, so too Ikauniece-Admidina just inside her, but Theisen-Eaton going along nicely now. Also making a move is Cindy Rollader, the German, powering her way over the barriers now, and she leads, and it will be Cindy Rollader just ahead of Theisen-Eaton and Ikauniece-Admidina, and it's quick, 12:85, just outside the championship best. Again, a slight breeze behind, but these are quick times. It was Brianne Theisen-Eaton who was sharpest away. She's a very good starter. And it was those three. Once Cindy Rollader got going, she led them home. Theisen-Eaton second and Ikauniece-Admidina in third place. And very quick times indeed. Cindy Rollader, 12.84, rounded down to a personal best for Theisen-Eaton and Laura Ikauniece-Admidina. These are the standings then after the 100 hurdles. Cindy Rollader out in front, and Brianne Theisen-Eaton, so consistent across all the events, lying in second place. Katharina Johnson-Thompson down in 8th. Well, the high jump is certainly one of Katharina Johnson-Thompson's strongest events. She was expecting big points, entered the competition at 180 and cleared it with some ease. Tougher going for Brianne Theisen-Eaton. After clearing 183 in her third attempt, struggled at 186. That was the height at which Britain's Morgan Lake went clear at the second attempt.
Well, Brianne Theisen-Eaton, third attempt at 186. Well, last chance for Theisen-Eaton to remain involved in this, the second event of the heptathlon. Runs the curve well this time, but came down on that. And Theisen-Eaton's out. 183 her best so far. Well, she jumped 189 last year, to put that into context. 3 fouls at this height of 1 metre and 86 for the Canadian. So slight disappointment there after very quick hurdles. 183 her best. Johnson-Thompson, second attempt, 189. Oh, yes, that's how to do it. Johnson-Thompson, that's brilliant high jumping. Probably her strongest event, and she's shown it once again. A good clearance there at 189. Let's see how far she is over that. Well, somewhat. Coach Mike Holmes will have liked that. Morgan Lake, the thigh heavily strapped. Third attempt though, 189. Was good on the approach, took off a long way from the bar there. And I think that was a downfall. Just clipped the bar on the way down there. And the look on her dad, Eldon, there behind tells it everything she needs to know. 3 fouls at 189. Johnson-Thompson then. Second attempt, 192. Oh, yes. She did knock it, but it stays where it is. The bar, 192, that is, for Johnson-Thompson. And that is her best ever in a heptathlon. Second time of asking, again, as she did in the previous height. Great high jumping. Nafi Thiam, the young Belgian. Third attempt at 192, no. Well, this is Thiam's strongest event, I was just about to say, but that's 3 fouls at 192. She did win the European Under-23 Championships at this event. 189 her best. Right then, Katharina Johnson-Thompson, third attempt at 195. Oh, that was close. Possibly her best of the three, but it's 3 fouls. And the end of her high jump, 192 though. Really good performance in the second event.
Encouraging signs though for Katharina Johnson-Thompson in the high jump, 192, not too far down on her very best. Morgan Lake, frustrating historically. This has been a great event for her. Brianne Theisen-Eaton losing ground. Theisen-Eaton though knows as she slips down to second behind Johnson-Thompson that one of her weaker events, perhaps her weakest, is out of the way, but it's Katharina Johnson-Thompson who leads after the high jump.
Third event and a new event leader, Katharina Johnson-Thompson in the shot put, first round. Oh, that's spun away down the left sector. That's below 13 meters. She's thrown over 13 meters early this month for a lifetime best. She knows that was a chance to capitalize on the lead. She's worked hard to wrestle away from Brianne Theisen-Eaton. And look at that, down the left-hand sector as a result of spinning out. 11.55. Well, it's a valid throw. 2 more attempts to come. Here is Theisen-Eaton then, going in pursuit. And that's fairly tidy. Technically
stable, looked in good balance. Shot went straight down the middle. Fairly simple technique, really. Gets good height on that. Quite impressive. 13.71, that's a good start for her. Johnson-Thompson then, that's her third attempt. And that will be no improvement as a foul in the second round. And a disappointing shot put, 10.61. Ikauniece-Admidina then, the 24-year-old Latvian. Tall, rangy athlete. Fairly solid technique from what we could see. Looks as though it landed bang on the 13-meter line. She's having a good first day. The world bronze medalist from Beijing last summer. Someone to watch out for ahead of Rio. It is exactly 13 meters her best in the shot put. Nafi Tian, we saw a massive throw in the second round of over 15 meters, and that's good again. Third attempt, 15.04, her second round throw. Tian, the young Belgian, uses her levers really well. 14.95, no improvement, but a good shot put.
So after the shot put, a great leap up the board by Nafi Tiam, ahead now of Brianne Theisen-Eaton with Rodriguez in third place, and Katrina Johnson-Thompson, so disappointed, slips down to sixth place. Well, Katarina Johnson-Thompson will be looking to make up good ground here in the 200 metres. What a sprinter she is over this distance. Brianne Theisen-Eaton goes in lane 2. Ellen Sprunger, Swiss athlete, very quick as well in lane 3. Away cleanly, near enough perfect conditions now for sprinting, and fairly evenly over the first 50 metres or so. Katarina Johnson-Thompson working hard of Cindy Rollader outside and moving nicely around the bend. Ellen Sprunger keeping pace at the moment, and Brianne Theisen-Eaton trying to live with the quicker sprinters, but Katarina Johnson-Thompson coming away and opening up the gap, and took quick time, surely, yes, a personal best for Katarina Johnson-Thompson. Win behind down the home straight. It was a good start by all four of the leading contenders here, but once they hit the bend, Katarina Johnson-Thompson started to look like the sprinter. The others perhaps heptathletes who sprint. Katarina Johnson-Thompson so elegant and smooth round the curve. Cindy Rollader was a good mark for her in the first 80, 100 metres, but then Katarina Johnson-Thompson started to show that class, and that gap is the gap between a world-class 200-metre runner and, as I said, heptathletes who are good over the distance. But what a time for Katarina Johnson-Thompson, rounded down to 22.79, a new personal best. Needed a good result in the 200 metres, lying in sixth place coming into it, and will move up a good deal. She might be second to Brianne Theisen-Eaton after this event. And delivering as she had to do in this event. We know how quick she is over 200 metres, 22.79. Personal best as well, though, for Brianne Theisen-Eaton in second place, with Sprunger and Rollader, and Ikauniece-Admidina down in fifth, a personal best for her as well. So after 4 of the 7 events, Katarina Johnson-Thompson does move up to second place, just behind Brianne Theisen-Eaton.
Summarise where you are.
Literally, I'm in here for, I don't know how long I've been in here now. I was in here for 10 minutes, just making sure my legs recover after that 200, and then just getting my head down, trying to get some sleep, and tackling the long jump tomorrow, which is the big talking point on everyone's lips for me in the long jump, and hopefully I can overcome what happened to me last year, and yeah, just hope get the Olympic qualifier and just get my flight on the plane to Rio, so fingers crossed nothing happens.
So after the ice bath and the sleep, day 2 very well set up. Katarina Johnson-Thompson tucked in behind Brianne Theisen-Eaton, but the long jump in her mind and many others looming. So much to make up for in that event. Morgan Lake had withdrawn from the competition after a disappointing performance in day 1, now determined to get the qualifying score in the coming weeks.
So day 2, the 5th event, and Katarina Johnson-Thompson first up in the long jump. Oh, that's quick on the approach. Did she slightly chop on that? Well, a big smile from her.
That's a rueful smile, Steve.
Well, I'm not sure what that means because it didn't look that convincing. Chopped herself short there. Didn't quite see the lift that we know she's capable of. A 690 plus jumper at her best. 6:13, a modest start for Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson. Round 2 of the long jump. After 6:13 in the opener, she can let loose here, open up. Well, that's better. It's further anyway. Looks like she likes it. Oh, that's why she'll have known. She'll have felt that. That's a shame. Possibly a better jump, but a foul in the second round for Johnson-Thompson. All right then, event leader Theisen-Eaton will have had half an eye on Johnson-Thompson so far. Theisen-Eaton's best, 6:27 so far. Oh, that's looks as though it's around 6.5 meters. That's a better jump from her. Perfect on the board. Look at that. Drives her left knee high, lands cleanly. That's a technically proficient jump, as she is in most of the events. She looks very well drilled. 6:56, a big improvement. Best so far. Well, here's Germany's Caroline Schäfer, a world junior champion back in 2008. Schäfer, this her third attempt, 6:17 and 6:02 so far. Drives the arms hard at this. Oh, she had no height off that. Well, she likes it. 6:17 her best so far. This is the last attempt. Slaps that takeoff foot down hard into the wood of the takeoff board. Leg shoot. Difficult to tell from these angles exactly how far that is. Or it's an improvement for Schäfer. In fact, it's a lifetime best. Last chance for Johnson-Thompson to salvage what it will be a disappointment should she walk away with 6:13 from that first round. Foul in the second round, to remind you. Oh, chopped again. It just looks disconnected to me.
Does almost look as if understandable given her record last year in the event in Beijing, but it looks as if almost thinking about it. You can see her almost looking down.
Yeah, 3 fouls, of course, last summer, and she said she was nervous coming into this event. Look at that, eyes down, as you say, Andrew. That's a mistake. You can't do that at this level. That's taking a lot of distance off. It's a slight improvement, though. 6:17, her best in the last round.
So there was something on the board at least for Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson in the long jump, but well down on what she might expect. Theisen-Eaton with that 6:56, 6:17 for Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson. And so overall, Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson actually, instead of moving forward after the long jump, slips behind Caroline Schäfer into third place. Theisen-Eaton just shy of 5,000 points, setting the pace. Not just a heptathlon taking place in Götzis, but a decathlon as well. And Ashley Bryant was deeply frustrated after an airline lost his vaulting poles, meaning he had to compete on borrowed ones. He fell 30 centimetres short of his personal best in the pole vault and missed the qualifying standard overall by just 44 points. Selectors may well take those circumstances into account, otherwise he has to try and achieve the qualifying standard of 8,100 at other meetings this summer.
Well, the penultimate event is the javelin. Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson, first round. Lifetime best of over 40 meters. Looks controlled on the approach here, with the javelin pre-withdrawn. Slow on the approach. Well, it's a valid throw. She's behind the line, but that's below 40 meters. Well, looking to maybe just get a mark in there. Let's have a look at this from front on. Good across the left leg, rides over, up and out of the throwing position. Oh, but look at that javelin. It's twisting in the air, not flying through the air. And 36.66 in the opening throw. Slightly disappointing for Johnson-Thompson. Theisen-Eaton then. Also starting with the javelin preset. Short approach. Well, it looks like a better flight. Oh, that's a big throw for Theisen-Eaton. A very big throw indeed. She knows it. Well, fist pump from coach. 47.74. That is a lifetime best. And that's almost certainly ensured her a victory with just the 800 meters remaining. As she did last year, looks on course to defend her title. Ikauniece-Admidina of Latvia. Probably the most capable of all heptathletes when it comes to this event, the javelin. Someone to watch come Rio as well. She took the bronze last year at the World Championships in Beijing, and that's a big effort in the first round of the javelin. She likes it. I mentioned the testing conditions, but she has absolutely got onto that. You wouldn't know that this is tough throwing conditions because she's really let rip. Let's have a look at this. What a great flight that is for the Latvian. Well, 54.83, a new lifetime best in the first round. Johnson-Thompson then, second round, again slow on the approach, and again looked as though she lost her grip there. The javelin almost slipping out of her hand. Her opening throw, 36.66. It looks similar. Well, let's have a look at this. Just slips out sideways. You can see the javelin's traveling kind of sideways through the air. It just has no chance of flying and no improvement. Look at that, 35.90.
Well, it was dismal weather in the javelin and a disappointing performance from Katarina Johnson-Thompson, not even on that first page, headed by Laura Ikauniece-Admidina of Latvia, personal best. But slipping down the rankings now, Katarina Johnson-Thompson down to 6th place, and still in the lead, Brianne Theisen-Eaton. So the lineup for the final event in the heptathlon, Katarina Johnson-Thompson probably wouldn't need quite near her personal best to get that qualifying standard. Barbara Nwaba is quick as well, and Brianne Theisen-Eaton also goes here, 2:09.03 her PB. Interesting to see how Katarina Johnson-Thompson runs this. Well, she ran that sort of 2:45 time in the 800 in Beijing when all was done and she was really going through the motions. Anything, I suppose, under 2:20 would be comfortable enough to see her get the standard for Rio, which is what it's all about for her here. And she is just sitting near the back at the moment, and Brianne Theisen-Eaton wearing the leader's number, the leader's name on her vest, takes it out. Barbara Nwaba will be quick as well, perhaps the quickest 800-meter runner here. As you can see, Katarina Johnson-Thompson going through, sitting near the back, and she'll just make sure that she runs quickly enough to get the points. Not running dangerously, not giving too much here. It's all about that qualifying standard.
Yeah, Johnson-Thompson giving nothing away, taken along for the ride, just accumulate enough points for the qualification for Rio, as you say. But big statement out in front from Brianne Theisen-Eaton, the Commonwealth champion, runner-up to Jessica Ennis-Hill in the World Championships in Beijing last summer. Looks certain to take the title here in Götzis.
Good pace through the first 400, 102.79 from Brianne Theisen-Eaton, with Nwaba in close attendance. Ikauniece-Admidina, who is lying in 2nd place at the moment, running well, some way behind the leaders, and Katarina Johnson-Thompson, who's capable of much, much quicker, just sitting in that group about 10 meters or so behind Ikauniece-Admidina. But Nwaba leading Brianne Theisen-Eaton home at the moment, and good for the Canadian Theisen-Eaton to have the American Nwaba there to drag her along. Theisen-Eaton will be looking for a quick time, see if she can set a good mark as well. A statement perhaps ahead of Rio. Jessica Ennis-Hill will be watching this closely. Katarina Johnson-Thompson a long way behind at the moment, but again, anything under 2:20 will be good enough for her to get that qualifying standard of 6,200 points. But here in the 800 meters, the final event in this heptathlon, and it's being led home by Barbara Nwaba, who might move up the field into the top 5, but the woman who's going to win it is the woman sitting on her shoulder, Brianne Theisen-Eaton. As Nwaba comes home to take the victory in this 800 meters, Brianne Theisen-Eaton will take the victory overall. The time for Barbara Nwaba just outside 2:10. Brianne Theisen-Eaton narrowly behind her, and Ikauniece-Admidina in 3rd place, and Katarina Johnson-Thompson just comes home for 4th, perhaps 2:16 or so. Anouk Vetter bringing home the field. She might slip down actually from 5th place, but the victor, the winner, Brianne Theisen-Eaton, what a 2 days of competition it's been for her. A very, very strong winner. And for Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson, she'll finish some way down, but she will get that qualifying standard.
Yeah, a mixed bag then for KJT. A good start on day one. The shot put, possibly a downfall in the long jump earlier today. But it looks as though she has done enough to qualify for Rio.
Great stuff, though, from the winner. What a statement from Theisen-Eaton. There's confirmation of the 800 metres, Barbara Nwaba taking it, but Theisen-Eaton quick, just outside her personal best. Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson down in 4th place. So overall, what a mark by Theisen-Eaton. Just to give you an idea, Jessica Ennis-Hill's personal best is 6.955, but a world lead 6.765. National record for the Latvian, Ikauniece-Admidina Schaefer in 3rd place. Johnson-Thompson down in 6th.
Going into it, I just wanted to get 6.2, and like when you go through it and get a couple of PBs, you start to get yourself a little bit gassed. And it's like, yeah, I might be on for a PB store. Yeah. But yeah, I just sort of brought it back today, and job done. I need to eat my own words, and I came in for 6.2 and I got 6.3, so I've booked my plane to Rio, and that's all I can do.
Ticket booked, job done. A few smiles from Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson as she came out to the podium in Götzis. But she'll be thinking of a much higher place on the podium than 6th when she goes to Rio in 2 months' time. The qualifying standard achieved. It is all now about preparing for the Olympic Games.
The athletics keeps on coming on BBC Sport this weekend. Next here on BBC One, we've got highlights from a cracking Rome Diamond League. Gabby Logan is your host for that. And tomorrow we are back here on BBC One for the Birmingham Diamond League for 3 hours of top-class track and field as some of the best in the world get in the groove for Rio. It's full of Olympic champions including David Rudisha, Greg Rutherford and Mo Farah. And it's also full of Olympic hopefuls with the likes of Dina Asher-Smith, Ailey Doyle and Adam Jamili lining up. It all starts at 1:30 here on BBC One. So, an eventful 2 days of competition. But for Ikauniece Johnson-Thompson, she has booked her place for Rio. And that Battle of Britain clash between her and Jessica Ennis-Hill is sure to be one of the highlights of the Games. Sadly, Morgan Lake hasn't been able to secure her place yet, but there might still be a chance for the teenager at another event. So, the season is in full swing. And remember, you can catch all the action here on the BBC. But from me in Götzis, it's goodbye.
That's what it means to him. Oh, it's going to be close, isn't it? I've got to tell you, that's good. He's just done what he does best.
What does it have in store for us this year?